Hi, welcome to the first episode of Double Fry. Today I decided that I wanted to do one of these podcast episodes where it was just me and Ram. In the usual format of the podcast that I've done, there isn't much space for me to really share my opinions because you need to hear the other person when they're sitting across from you. And in this format, I feel like I'll be able to freely talk about things that usually don't come up in the format of the podcast that I do. And I also realized that I've never really introduced myself over here. So my name is Samiha. I'm a BCom graduate and I am on my academic break here. Right after college, I got placed in a company and I quit my job, and I told my parents that I wanted 1 year to figure out how to do this content creation thing. And yeah, actually my 1 year is up and I've started applying to colleges now. But I just wanted to give this also a chance because everything that I've done in this podcast has been 50% chance and 50% collaboration. So when I say the very first episode was a 50% chance and a 50% collaboration, it was a 50% chance on myself that this podcast could just be something. I'm saying 50% collaboration because every podcast it's been me talking to other people, and that wouldn't have happened if I just hadn't reached out to them or called them to be on my show. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't invite someone to be on my show. And the best thing that I ever did is actually start this podcast because it made me realize a lot of things about myself. So the first thing being, I grew up being barely competitive because I was studying in a Montessori school, and in that school you never got first place for anything. So if you got first place in a race, you would be first technically, but you wouldn't get a medal or a certificate or anything like that. Even if you got class first, they wouldn't tell you who got the highest mark. You would have to scout between all of your classmates to know who got class first. The only people who bothered finding who was class first was all the topper kids. I never bothered once trying to figure out who it was because I was in the mid-tier of the class, almost there, but somehow managing to go beyond the pass mark. So when I used to study, the way I used to work in school is that I used to study with my friends all the time. I used to be so good at group study, and my group studies used to be so effective because I actually made everyone study, and I actually learned so much through group studies because I just love body doubling. And if someone has ADHD, I guess you will relate to this. Body doubling is when you are working with someone and it just tends to be more productive for you because you are sort of held more accountable for the work that you're doing when someone else is working with you. When you are working alone, you are very easily distracted and it just becomes a little bit harder than if a person was there. So through my life, I was body doubling my entire time. The entire time I didn't even know I was doing that, and only when I went to college and I started realizing that I found it hard to study by myself, but if I put myself on a Google Meet with my friend, I could get through the syllabus in 4 hours. So that was one thing that I always thought to myself, is that I am an excellent team player. I simply loved working and collaborating with other people, and it's not always the best, because you need to have the right kind of teams to do the best kind of work. But when I used to work with other people or I used to study with other people, since I'm still in my early 20s, most of my formative years have just spent studying. So most of the things that I talk about, maybe I might just start relating that to studying because that's what I did for most of my life. So going back to the point I was making, it's just that I've always loved working in teams. If no one was taking charge of the group project, I would make sure that everybody gets their own part and they do it, complete it, make sure that everybody does their own thing and gets their own voice in that project. I'm saying all of this because when I worked with my peers, it was always how can you and I exchange knowledge and both of us grow? That's always how I've looked at things. It's that maybe it's because I never grew up to really pit myself against other people. I did compare myself a lot. That's for a different podcast altogether. But I've always seen if someone's doing something better than me, how exactly can I learn from them to start doing what I do a little bit better? Because some people have different strengths. My strength is probably something really different. I might be really good at oratory these skills. I might be able to present the entire presentation, but my friend can make like excellent slides. So when we bring those like skills together, we're able to make the best out of our project. And when I am saying all of these examples, I'm saying this because I've always thought that collaboration gave me so much more than just doing things by myself. I would learn so much from the other person, and even when I was like teaching before the exam or someone's teaching me something before the exam, they're always going to question you, and it'll open your mind to different perspectives. And when you're thinking through those shoes and thinking through what they're saying and actually trying to reply, you're replying from the point of view in which they can understand. It started to become like I just really liked working with other people because it made me feel like I was growing as a person, and working with terrible people has taught me a lot more than working with great people, because if you get the terrible experience right off the bat, it's just the best thing that can happen to you. But I'll come back to that, circle back to that point later. The way that I've always viewed competition has always been healthy, and I feel like a lot of my friends, because I studied in a Montessori school, I don't know, but a lot of my friends when they were growing up, their parents would like pit them against their friends, pit them against their cousins thing used to happen to me also, but they used to be compared to other people all the time, that even if you want to like that person, it would become like this mental battle, you versus them, and it would be so difficult to start liking that person because you would be berated at home because of that person. I've experienced this a couple times in my life where my brother was actually better than me in a lot of things, and my dad used to compare me and my brother all the time, and it always used to be a battle of how can I be better than my brother, or why don't I get the same privileges that my brother gets. But in the end of the day, how I viewed that competition and even my parents pitting us against each other is I just went and learned from him. Like whatever I could, I just learned from him. I took the best of what he could offer for me and took that and somehow made it my own thing and just did what I had to do to get through what I needed to get through. So when I look at competition, I've always looked at if someone's growing, like take for example content creation. So when you look at content creation itself, there's so many times as a creator you can look at another creator and be like, their videos are doing great, their numbers are great, they're getting so many subs, they're getting so many views, they're getting so many followers, and you can look at them and immediately you can start feeling these feelings of jealousy, envy, and you might even start disliking them, thinking they don't deserve what they're getting. Why are they blowing up so much? I've put in so much effort for so long, how can they grow like this? But I guess that's how unfair everything is. But at the same time, you can look at them and think they're doing something fundamentally right. That's why they're growing. And what exactly is it that they're doing right that I can take and do in my journey? Because when you think about it, my content creation journey is completely different when I talk to another creator. Another creator would have gone through so many like ups and downs and so many different things than what I would have experienced. So when I look at it and I look at someone who's doing incredibly well, instead of those initial feelings of feeling like, oh my god, maybe I'm just not doing well, I'm not doing things right, the best thing that I can do is start looking at their work and see what exactly are they doing right. And I think that that's exactly how I got through school also. I was never one of the toppers, right? So whenever I had like these friends who were all good at studying, I would just look at them and be like, okay, now what are you doing right that I can't do, and what should I do to get good at this? And because they've put in so many hours of work in studying or creating content, they would have gained methods of doing it faster. Like when I talk to my editor for Fries with Potato, he has so many shortcuts that he uses while editing, and the thing is he probably would have taken 20, maybe even 100 hours to figure out all these shortcuts and get good at it. But if I go sit and learn with him, his 100 hours of work would become barely 10 minutes of knowledge exchange for the both of us. That he would tell me, these are the shortcuts, go use it, get used to it, make sure it's a habit and start editing like this. And his 100 hours of work would become me just trying to make it a habit for probably 50 hours or 60 hours, and I would have saved so much time just by learning from someone. So when you see someone who's doing something really good, I would genuinely say that you should just go talk to them, because the best thing that you can do is to learn from the best minds. And when you're surrounded with people who are achieving a lot, instead of feeling எப்படி பண்றாங்க, என்னால அது பண்ண முடியும், முடியலையே அப்படின்னு அவங்ககிட்ட பேசி அவங்ககிட்ட இருந்து தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும் எப்படி பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னு. And honestly, to have gotten to the point right now in social media where everybody is giving advice, you know, like நானே இந்த மொமெண்ட்ல வந்து எனக்கு வந்து who the hell am I to like say all of these things அப்படின்னு. பட் என்னோட whole lifeல வந்து one thing that has always stood true is doing these collaborative efforts has always made me feel richer than before I did it. And when I say richer, I don't mean by like money, not by monetary gain, but by experience. And the reason why I'm saying this is because very early on when I started my podcast, I did one episode that genuinely shattered me in so many different ways. I can't even begin to explain it. Probably another podcast. But it was so bad that every episode that I did after that felt like a really great episode. Like every time I've had a medium to good experience to great experience, it's always been mid to good to great, but it's never been bad because I had the worst experience right off the bat, and from there it's always been like going up. So when I say when you do collaborative efforts, right, not every time it's going to be a great experience. This experience is going to be the best I've had. Sometimes you're going to make so many mistakes while collaborating with a person. You'll think that like, I'll never want to like work with another person ever again. I'm better off by myself. But when you're having these bad experiences, you learn exactly how to do these collaborative works properly. And the reason why I'm saying working with other people is so enriching in life and so enriching for me personally is because I've learned so much from the podcast episodes that I've made, more than what I have probably put out there, because you guys probably watch like 1 hour. I get to experience probably 1.5 hours to 1 hour 40 minutes with that person. So, and you get to see the edited version. I'm experiencing it live, and sometimes I'll say things and I'll ask my editor to cut it out so that it doesn't feel like I'm overstepping. So when I'm talking to that person, I've learned something from each and every episode, and I believe that there's no way I would have gained so much knowledge if I had not absorbed that from each and every person who had come to my podcast. And I guess that's the reason why I started it, even because I wanted people to learn from other people's experiences. Because there was once my dad told me that if you keep learning from your own mistakes, you're going to keep getting hurt in order to learn. But if you start learning from other people's mistake, you're avoiding big obstacle. You know, you already know what the mistake is. Don't make the same mistake. And honestly, what inspired this episode is there's been a lot going on in the YouTube community right now, and for the most part when I looked at all of it, I felt really bad because I know what it's like to be a creator, and I know what it's like to have like public opinion and public debate and all of those things about you. It's just a wild feeling to know that so many people have so many opinions on you. But the reason why I talk about this is because if we all as a community keep fighting amongst each other, we're never going to grow past what's already been set. We're always going to be stuck within the same ceiling that has been made. And if you're always going to keep bickering and fighting, and I know that this isn't bickering and fighting, but for the sake of the conversation, take it that way. If you're always going to be like bashing or bringing each other down, we're actually never going to grow. In the YouTube space, the best example that I can give is Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat basically created vlogs. He started vlogging, he did daily vlogs, and he broke the glass ceiling for every one of us to start doing vlogs. If you and I are making mini vlogs on Instagram, it's probably because Casey Neistat let us all know that this format of video making is a viable format, and it's honestly the most popular format on YouTube right now. And the reason is someone did it first so that everybody could follow that. And when I say all of us should uplift each other in this journey, when you're working with someone, you shouldn't try to like withhold information and be like, they'll grow beyond me, so I won't tell them about this. I can't tell them because what if they grow past me? If you are empowered yourself, you wouldn't have a problem with empowering other people. And I've always been that way. Thank God I've never been competitive. I'm competitive in different ways, but another episode, like I said. So we shouldn't look at knowledge exchange as like a one-way street. If you have knowledge, share knowledge. If you want to learn something, go ask for it, learn it from them, And the reason is, the more we as a community grow and keep breaking the ceiling for all of us to follow, it just takes one person to do something incredibly crazy for us to believe that we should all be just exactly that crazy. We as a community, I really think that uplifting and empowering each other can get us to go to a lot of places. We can reach different places that we thought that we could never go to. And this might be in any field. It doesn't just have to pertain towards content creation or studying or working. Even within your family, if you empower your mom to learn something, you're empowering your entire family to learn something through them. You're empowering your dad to do something different, like getting him to go to the gym. You're teaching yourself and your dad the discipline of going to the gym, and maybe the future of your family to all get themselves to go to the gym. So it's like a domino effect. The more you do good things, I believe that good things will also come back to you. We see this roast culture on YouTube a lot, and I've always thought about at what point is roast culture healthy and at what point does it become cyberbullying and at what point does it become public humiliation. Because that's something that I've always thought about, because us as an audience, right, when I view other people talking about other people, right, on the internet platform, I'm going to see who represents my sentiments more. And when it comes to roast culture, because they're talking about each other, it becomes like if someone represents my sentiments more than the other person, I'm going to relate to him, going to be on his team, and being on his team means putting the other person down. So I've always wondered if roast culture can get healthy. That is the only question that I've had, because there's no denying that roasting in general is such a fun thing to do. There's nothing quite like roasting your friends or roasting your family. It's just too fun. But when you're doing it publicly is what makes it like a little murky waters, because at what point does it become cyberbullying and public humiliation? So yeah, I guess that's the question that I want to leave over here. Rather than me giving my opinion about it, I want to know your opinion and your take on it. So yeah, in this episode, I really wanted to talk about how I loved collaborating with other people. I guess this channel is like a testament of collaborative effort, because there's no way I could have made so many episodes without someone being like, yes, I'm going to come on this podcast and talk to her. And I think it's also the best thing that I did for myself, because I learned from so many people's experiences, and hopefully you guys learned a little bit from their experiences as well. But yeah, it was a great way for me to learn things and to learn it from people from different walks of life. No one person's story was the same as the other person's story. So I hope that I get to make more episodes with more people. And if I made 30 episodes on this podcast, right, I've probably DM'd like hundreds of people for it. I've DM'd people who would never think about coming to my podcast. Like I've called Nikhil Kamath. I don't think he'll come to my podcast like anytime soon, but if he does, I'll use this as a callback. But I've called so many people, I've reached out to so many people, hoping that I can get them onto the show. And as someone who's starting out, you might think why would someone come and spend time with you and talk to you and do something with you? Why would someone of their stature ever come and talk to you? But what I've been pleasantly surprised is that if you have enough gut to DM 100 people, 30 people will respond. So that is Farais Utpotate, So when you are looking to collaborate with people, 100 people don't reply. At least 2 people will definitely reply, and you'll be able to work with them, and you'll learn so much through that. And yeah, you miss all the shots that you don't take. So keep firing. Get what I mean? But yeah, I guess that is the end of this episode. I'll probably talk about something else. Maybe leave it in the comments what you want me to talk about, and I'll talk about that. But yeah, that is it for this episode. I hope I didn't arthify you, or I hope I didn't put too much mokka and too much yarn, basically. Because you're so right. All the people who ever said, you're just 22 years old, you don't know anything about life, you were so right, because I had to file ITR. I don't want to be an adult. I simply don't want to be an adult. I can't do this. You're so right that I don't know anything about life. But you know what? I'm slowly learning, and maybe this will be me documenting my early 20s and figuring out how things change as time goes, because God knows I change every 6 months. Every 6 months I look back at my previous 6 months and be like, chee. But yeah, I hope you learned something from this episode. Maybe next episode I'll talk a little bit more about something else. But that's it for this episode. I hope I said something that made sense and I didn't repeat like the same words over and over again. This is my first episode, so go easy on me if I said something wrong. I would definitely be open to listening to what you guys have to say, and I'm looking forward to having healthy conversations in the comment section. That's it for this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye. Also, what do you think of like this? It's nice, no? My friend gave it to me. Okay, bye.